It never hurts you to share more than not, but I think you should keep some things to yourself. When it comes to serving others, what are they having the most problems with? Pains, frustrations. Try to solve those problems for free, and then obviously, it'll just build so much goodwill.
Mic check.
I'm good.
Mic check. Mic check.
You can read about success all day long, but if you don't put in the work, the mindset, execution, and the hustle behind your vision, it just remains a dream.
When everything goes wrong, you have to take all the responsibility.
We uncover what high-level entrepreneurs, business owners do to rise up from hustling daily.
So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances.
The world becomes your library to help you to become better at your craft.
Join me as I share with you actionable tips to help you grow your business, learn skills, and help you level up in your self-development journey.
Your number one spot for business and personal growth is the Online Hustlers Podcast with your host, Stephen Andrade.
Every day I'm hustling.
So, actually, I've gotten a few feedback and a little bit of advice from tech entrepreneurs that have scaled their tech companies to like multiple millions of dollars. When you make your users money, but out of the money that they make, you also make money. That is the best business model because it's infinitely scalable,
Yeah.
especially when they have easy access to you, and then you're able to help them increase efficiency, whatever it is, and increase sales with whatever it is that you can provide, and then you make money out of the app side. Like that is the best business model that you can think of.
Yeah, 100%. I think it takes steps too to get there, right? If you're just starting off, you don't have any skills really, like you shouldn't even try to do that. Like you're going to ultimately look kind of foolish in a way because you have to almost climb the steps. I feel like learn the skill, get great at the skill, offer that service as a skill, help the clients make more money, which is the skill that we do, and obviously you do as well with your clients. It's like that's an immediate ROI for them, for you. Everybody wins, and then obviously, if you can put the percentage on there as well, it's like, well, yeah, now you can pick and choose a little bit more, which is amazing. And by the way, I wanted to say this when the podcast first started. Like when the whole intro was going, I was just like, dude, this is epic, bro. This is sick. Like you have a sick setup here. I was telling you
Thanks,
this
man.
when the podcast was playing the intro. I was like, dude, this reminds me of like Grant Cardone in like the 2016, 17 era where he was just going ham on YouTube and like his intro of like, this is the power players or like young hustlers. I was like, bro, this is sick.
No way.
Yeah. So and then I realized halfway through, I was like, oh shit, it's you actually doing the voiceover. I was like, that's epic.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
shout out to you, bro. This podcast setup is sick.
Thanks, man. I got someone from iHeartRadio, iHeartRadio.com, that they do like side gigs, and they told me, hey man, I can do this for you. Just give me a voice, give me some sort of something that you're gonna say, and then I'm gonna mix it with different voices that is gonna look cool.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. Anyways, man. So you've been working mostly with YouTube advertising, and I don't see a lot of let's say people that master YouTube as often as people as master Facebook advertising or Instagram, right? There's a lot more Instagram and Facebook ads people, even Google ads. There's a lot more out there. And not so many people can actually master YouTube ads. Not so many people can master working video, working with Google display retargeting, and
Yeah.
everything YouTube, everything YouTube. So why do you feel like that's the case? There's not so many people.
I think you just explained it, right? Like there's not so many people because it requires a different number of jobs to get the job done, right? With YouTube ads, it's video production, script writing, and also video editing, which is included in video production. And then it's also media buying. It's all those jobs in one. And then strategy too, right? It's like almost four or five roles in one. You got the media buyer, you got the creative director, you got the video editor, you got the copywriter, and then you have obviously, maybe they're just four, right? The media buyer alone is like that's a skill in itself, right? And then the video editing, usually if you're a media buyer, you can't really video edit. It's like too many crossing skills at once. And then on top of that, if you're trying to do it all yourself, you have to do sales and marketing for yourself to grow the business too. So it's a little bit more difficult to enter YouTube ads as opposed to like Facebook ads, where client can give you an image, uh, some proven copy. You just literally copy and paste that into the Facebook ads manager and you manage those campaigns. With YouTube, you got to make sure you work with clients that are actually, good on video, right? Or you can help them get good on video enough to get videos that convert, right? You also need to make sure that those videos are edited in an engaging way to keep the audience attention, and get them to click ultimately, right? And then you also have to make sure that you manage the campaigns, you launch the ads, which is a skill set in itself. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit harder to enter, which is why that's a huge opportunity though, because not many people are going to want to follow that path because it's a little bit harder than just doing Facebook ads. That's why it's a huge opportunity and why there's not as many though.
Yeah. And you currently are strategically partnered with a few key players in the space. I know that I saw your course and I haven't finished it, but in Cold Gordon, Eight Figure Mastermind, I also saw you in Sam Owens, right? A few other key strategic partners that you basically teach their students about
Yep.
YouTube ads.
Yep.
So how many of those key players currently you have?
Currently, I'd probably say five. Yeah, five of those.
Okay, and you teach their community about YouTube, and essentially you're doing it for free. You're essentially it's a strategic
Yeah,
partnership.
it's like a strategic partnership where our training for YouTube ads is in their programs because their clients need help with YouTube ads eventually, whether it's now or later. And it's just a free, essentially like a freebie for their clients. We have an agency, right? So it's like if they don't want to do it and they want us to take it off their plate, they can just apply to work with us and we'll see if it makes sense and help them and just do it all for them, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes clients just don't want to do it. So it's almost like reciprocity, right? I learned this from it is literally reciprocity. And it's like the clients that I have the trainings in, they also help me, we're sending me referrals my way, all that stuff. So, it's a win-win.
Okay, great. Before you were doing this at spend.com, like what was your thing?
Man, depends how far back you want to go. But before I was doing adspend.com, immediately I was working full time for Dean Graziosi
Ah,
for almost 3 years. And I learned digital marketing, direct response marketing, everything from working with Dean full time for almost three
so you
years.
did have some sort of relationship with real estate investors,
Yeah, at that time, Dean was doing real estate. And he still probably is.
wholesaling. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
wholesaling. Yeah, we were selling a few different products.
No way. So you work as a media buyer.
I
You
was a media buyer, yeah, YouTube ads media buyer. I got hired on originally to do Facebook ads, funny enough, and then the person I was learning from, Ryan, one of my good friends, he was crushing it. So they're like, "Why don't you just learn YouTube?" And I was like, "All right." So I just spent the whole next month learning how to run YouTube ads when there was nothing online about YouTube ads. By the way, this is like only 5 years ago, but it was still so fresh. And I remember buying a course from Russell Brunson and Tom Breeze, who Tom Breeze is the OG YouTube ads. I learned a lot from him. So shout out to Tom. And yeah, I just spent money and learned, and eventually we got it to work. And Dean was amazing on camera, super experienced, and he had a offer that was really scalable, millionaire success habits plus a few other things, and learned through the vehicle how to do it, and then started offering it to more people at adspend.com.
have you ever always been in the advertising marketing world or like
Sort of. I mean, like, not like direct response marketing, funnels. That was all fresh pretty much within the last like 5 or 6 years.
okay.
Before I was working for Dean, I was doing door to door sales, right? Selling solar panels in Yorba Linda, California. And then before that, I was doing cold calling at a tech startup called ZenReach in Scottsdale, Arizona. I was just listening to Grant Cardone every day, getting good at sales. And but I always had a presence online on social media, like with YouTube. I had my own following on YouTube for like 4,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers on fitness, or just like my fitness transformation to the time.
Oh, you were in fitness too.
Yeah, that's how I got my start. Like I always wanted to build I knew I always wanted to have my own brand. Um and basically with the goal of being to inspire other people, like as cheesy as it sounds, but it's true. It's like it was a fitness channel before because I was born with a birth condition called pectus, so my chest is indented, right?
Okay.
So like it's like an ice cream scoop basically out of the middle of my chest. And
Okay.
God's like, I'm just gonna take this out, dude. And so growing up, I was really self-conscious about that. But that's when I started documenting my journey on fitness, YouTube, posting daily vlogs. It was crazy. And then I started building my own little presence. And then I used that obviously to be able to create an opportunity to come work for Dean and say, like, I'll help you with digital marketing, whatever. And so they hired me. And yeah, that's how I got my start into put the marketing piece down with like the, personal branding piece, if that makes sense.
That digital sorry, Dean Graziosi has a company called mastermind.com, right?
Yep.
Mastermind.com. Which again, a great freaking domain.
Branding, bro.
Branding. This is all about branding.
Yeah.
And now you started adspend.com after
Yep.
like you basically part ways
Yep.
with Dean,
Mhm.
said, "Hey, I'm going to continue doing my thing that I'm doing
Yep.
adspend.com," right?
Yep.
Are your first clients were YouTube?
YouTube ads, yeah. So clients just started paying me to help them run their ads, essentially do the same thing I was doing on a daily basis. And yeah, one of my first clients was the Tap Brothers. Shout out to the Tap Brothers. They're a fitness duo, twins actually. They have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, selling a low ticket info product. So ran it up for them, and yeah, man, slowly but surely we started getting referrals, doing great results. Working with guys like Frank Kern, Roland Frazier, digital marketer, just getting introduced to more amazing people like that, and yeah,
Yeah. I mean, look, man, one of the biggest things that I always wanted to like figure out how that work is if I were to find a real estate investor or wholesaler that wants to crush it
hmm
and don't necessarily want to at the beginning, I don't know, just doesn't want to necessarily hire an agency, but wants to hire more like a marketing arm, like something in-house like you.
yeah,
And then I can also get, profits out of what we produce. How do you actually arrange that?
yeah,
Because I feel like it's going to be depending on their sales process, it's going to depending on their
yeah.
fulfillment, it's going to be depending on like how they do all of that. Because to me it's like I got to trust a person, I got to see that they actually operate consistently,
Yeah.
keeping track of correct KPIs, we're keeping each other accountable.
Yeah.
So it's not a hard thing to do.
It,
Sorry, it is a hard thing to
it's
do.
it's harder than it sounds in those regards, but I would also say that's why it's worth doing.
Okay.
Because when you find the right partners, which you're gonna, I think it's like 80-20 rule at all times, right? 80% of your clients will get great results. You'll love working with them. 20% of the time, sometimes it just won't work out, or the relationship just doesn't make sense anymore, just like with anything, right? So to structure the deal basically is a little bit different, right? So again, I've went through the entire journey myself. So it's like I started off as a media buyer for YouTube ads, right? I was getting paid full time as a salaried employee, as a W-2 to just create and run ads, right? And then I worked my way up to making money in that vehicle. Then I was like, okay, let me offer this service to more people and do the same thing as a media buyer. But it's really just a retainer based fee, right? I started off $1,000 a month, right? Like didn't know how to price my services, even when I was, had all this experience. And then I worked my way up to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, $5,000 a month, right? But then you just keep scaling by clients. You have to get more clients, more clients, more clients with just the retainer model,
Right.
because you're capped unless you offer more services on the back end, which creates complexity. You have to hire more people, which you can do that, right? Um, then you go to, so that's what we call like the solopreneur, then going to the agency model, right? The
Yeah.
solopreneur is just doing more jobs for himself. Then you go to the agency model, which is the business owner. Now you have a team underneath you, but you're still selling flat retainers. Then you ascend to, what's being coined now as like a growth partner, right? Or a partner. And I like to call this cash flow quadrant, rich dad, poor dad. It's like, employee, solopreneur, business owner, and then investor. Now you become an investor, which is the growth partner, which is where you structure a deal with retainers. You charge a high ticket retainer still, and that covers your base, right? But then you also have percentage of the profit, right? Or the revenue, depending on the business, like you're saying. It really depends on the business and what they need. If you're going to build a funnel for a business, real estate investor, right? They need a funnel, they need a VSL, they need a lot of help with the video production, right? You need an editing team. I mean, that's probably percentage of revenue because that asset wasn't built there before,
Right.
right? They don't already have an existing asset that you can just run ads to and scale up. So that would be more of a revenue deal, I would say you can negotiate with. Most of the time, though, we do percentage of profit because it incentivizes us as an advertising agency where the client's going to spend the money on the ads, right? So we're incentivized to help them make profit, more profit, not just revenue.
Yeah.
So then it has to be a win-win. So to going back to your question, right? You got to make sure you work with partners that are actually someone you agree with, someone you actually believe in their mission,
Mhm.
right? Their product, their service, their clients. You really want to work with them. Number two, you can trust them, right? And sometimes you may be, sometimes it may just not work out, whatever, but you want to trust them. And number three, you want to structure the deal. It's a win-win-win. So for us, it's, high ticket retainer because it covers our base on the actual creative production that we do for the client. And then we have the percentage of profit, which is, revenue minus ad spend, minus our fee, minus expenses of the company, right? So you also have to make sure that the expenses aren't like, hey, dude, I'm going to go buy this uh, big ass building as an investment, and that's going to make us go negative this month or this quarter. So all the profit we did, there's no profit because I just invested into it. So
Yeah.
everything you guys did, even though you made money profit, I'm not going to give it to you. It's like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So you got to have those conversations as well
Okay. So you basically have these type of conversations with every single one of your
before we
clients.
break them on as a client. Yeah,
Okay.
because you know, we want to work with the clients that actually want to scale, actually want to work with a team that's going to help them get results and are also incentivized. Because again, going back to the original point, it was like I mentioned earlier, it's like, dude, people want in-house team members.
Yeah.
I've surveyed this market. I've talked to again 6, 7, and 8 figure guys all across the board, and we've worked with them as well. They always want someone who's a media buyer dedicated to their thing, but also they want them to do more than just what a media buyer does. They want them to help them with the scripts. They want them to help them with the creative. They want them to help them with the actual strategy, the consulting side of the sales team. How does this work? How do we make this work better? So if we can train what I've been coining, I'm sure you've been seeing it, admin, right? That's the mastermind we have. It's like we train admin, right? And we help them get those jobs with businesses is the next step for us too. So
Huge. But and how would you keep those people tracked, accountable?
we use Hyros. So
Right.
to track the expenses of the advertising and then the revenue, all specifically for the campaigns, it's Hyros. Hyros is the best third-party tracking attribution software you can get if you run ads and you're serious about scaling. We are an agency partner of Hyros because we believe in it that much. Every single client we've put on Hyros, they've literally just made more money as a result if they were already spending money on ads because they had better tracking. It's
Yeah.
really simple. And like once you get the tracking in place, that ties to their payment processor, their advertising campaigns, their Facebook ads. There's obviously the sales attributed to the ads. So it's like now we can clearly see what the return on ad spend was and just deduct accordingly.
I was gonna say, like, the only software that I've seen that you can actually like see transparently how much money you're making is something like Hyros.
And they just introduced organic tracking too, which
Uh,
can attribute your YouTube videos, your Twitter posts, like any organics link. So you can put that on all those profiles now and track those parameters, and you can now really see like how much everything is working in this ecosystem for my
yeah. What
business.
would you say it's fair for a marketing agency that goes into partnership with another business that wants to scale, let's say, their Facebook ads or their Google ads or their YouTube ads 20-30% of the profit?
Profit. So all three, you're saying all three of those? I mean,
I mean, let's say one channel.
yeah, one channel. So what we do is we have a premium service, obviously. So we charge high ticket retainer plus percentage of profit. Usually it's 10, 15, maybe 20%, depending on the business and the math, right? And what the deal works out to be. It just depends on what they need, right?
Yeah.
So if they need Google, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and you're also creating the ads, right? Which is a big part of making them work because again, the biggest part of ads and not just YouTube, but it's always the creative, right? And then before the creative is the offer. So it's always the offer, then it's the creative, then it's the actual targeting, then it's the actual obviously media buying. Media buying comes last.
Yeah.
So if you're going to create the ads for the client, you need a percentage of the upside. Profit would be 10 to 20%, I would say, 100%.
10, 20
And then
percent
again, the way you position it is like, look, would you rather me just double down on your business, focus on helping you make more money because I have the percentage and I'm really incentivized to grow your business, or I can just go get more clients and just, you know, put you with a different, service provider underneath me who's not as good, right?
Yeah.
So it makes you more of a partner incentivized to scale the
Yeah.
clients.
All right, so let's dive deeper into the YouTube because you're giving us a lot of great stuff, man. And thank you for making me more confident that I can actually help. I've gotten other real estate investors coming in here and telling me, "Hey, I need to run ads for my current offer, whether that's education offer or that's a service that they provide to other real estate investors."
Mhm.
And I always send it to someone else, because I would be like, I mean, I can do it, but ultimately, first, I think if I just charge in a retainer, it will be more of a loss for me because it's time that I put effort
Mhm,
into it.
mhm, yeah.
But if it was like a retainer and a profit that I'm getting from it, percentage of the profit, then that would make more sense,
Yeah,
right? So
100%.
you'll make me more confident about it.
Yeah, it's just like different levels of the business too. It's like you can offer I always seen it like this from what I've learned. It's like you always have a high ticket done for you. You have a done with you, then you have a do it yourself, right? Because you essentially help each stage of the market. Total beginners that just want to get started, do it yourself, right? And then you have a little thing there. And then you have the done with you where you coach them on how to do it, more little hands on. And you have the done for you. We'll just take a lot of the heavy lifting off your plate, but it's also a premium price plus percentage to make it fair for you. And obviously, you just plug them into your done with you, but you obviously help them with the done for you component. So I would 100% do that for if I
Love
was
that.
you. Yeah. There's clients right now that would just pay you to do it for sure. They're like, I would just love to have him help me. And I guarantee you'd be surprised if you just offer it, how many people you get to like be like, I'm interested.
Yeah, I love that. We'll discuss more. I'll probably send you a few people that potentially would want to do this. There's a lot of real estate investors that are coaches, consultants. They are service providers that
Mhm.
they want to get into the ads game. They get really good at the organic, word of mouth, and then the ads is the last thing because obviously, if you really want to scale past that
Yeah.
barrier, ads
Ads.
ad spend.
Ad spend, adspend.com, bam, baby.
Adspend.com.
Perfect plug.
Yeah. All right. So, can YouTube ads actually work to get first motivated sellers, and can YouTube ads work to get real estate investors interested in your services? Let's start with motivated sellers.
Motivated sellers, I've personally, I would say that I'll go on record and say this. I've never seen personally someone advertising to motivated sellers specifically as a wholesale real estate investor, right? Does that mean it can't work? No, it means it can work, right? Because I think it always comes back down to the offer and then the creative, right? So if you're a real estate investor and you have the cash on hand to spend, because how much is an average real estate investing deal for a wholesaler, right? Probably
10 to 20K.
10 to 20K. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you should be spending at least that much per month to get one deal,
Yeah.
like minimum, right? So 10K a month for 3 months, right? That's your testing budget you need stacked up to start spending ads. And again, you really should have that if you want to scale, right? And you're going to say, okay, I'm going to start testing this for 30 days, refining it in the second 30 days, and then really scaling it in the third 30 days once I'm profitable. So it's a 90-day experiment here. And if you're someone who can be decent on camera with an iPhone, read a 1 to 2 minute script of an ad, right? That's hook, story, close. Hook saying motivated sellers who want to get out of their house immediately. What if you could? What if you could get a deal for your home and make 20% of what you would normally make in the market right now, guaranteed, or don't pay, for example,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like keep watching if that sounds interesting to you, and it's like my name's Esteban. I'm a wholesale real estate investor. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've helped this many people sell their homes when they're ready to go, blah, 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 blah. And if that sounds interesting to you and you want to obviously learn about how this works, book a call with my team. I put together a short video, whatever, right? That can work. Like everything I just did right there is off the cuff, but like that can work if you have the cash to test. You can target the local area you're in, and you be as specific as possible with your messaging to attract the right people to actually watch the video and then book a call with you. So it definitely can work.
Okay. Well, obviously, like there is the video where you can actually do it yourself, hire someone. But what do you think about like commercial type, where it's like just basically like a slideshow or presentation or
It just
animation?
looks like an ad though, you know? And
Yeah.
I think with YouTube, the market sophistication is I don't think I know. The market sophistication nowadays, even for like ads, is already so much more sophisticated than what it was a year or two ago, right? Like for example, when you look at TV commercials, they look it's commercials, right? The best ads on YouTube are entertaining and educational, or they're also just real raw and they just look like a random guy who's just filming himself almost, right? It's just very different. So you have to, in my opinion, recreate that experience of someone watching a YouTube video, but then put a video that's a YouTube video, but it's really an ad in front of them before they watch their YouTube video. It's literally just creating another YouTube video that's also educational, has a strong call to action, and keeps their attention, which means it's entertaining enough to get them to click. So from what we found, the more money you invest in like the kind of like corporatized animation, like no actor, subtitles, all B-roll, it usually doesn't outperform an
Yeah.
actor
Yeah.
who's on camera, and you add those other effects on top of it
Yeah.
too.
And so we use Google Console, like we use the Google platform in order to run PPC, and a lot of real estate investors here actually do Google PPC because
Okay.
it's very common to okay, you want to scale past like a certain amount, or you want to just get inbound leads. Let's get Google PPC to work with you,
Mhm.
and then do Facebook retargeting. So a lot of people are very they're very familiar with the Google platform. But what would be the difference in using the Google platform to run YouTube ads, and how would you do it correctly
Yeah.
to run
Yeah.
ads?
So if someone has Google PPC already working inbound, all you need to do right now is you need to create a new campaign, video conversion campaign, go on Google Ads account, create a video conversion campaign, custom campaign goals, right? And if someone's following along while they're listening to this, they would know exactly how to click what to click this. Campaign goals or no campaign goals. And then you want to literally set up the campaign to spend whatever budget you want to have. Use target CPA bidding depending on where your conversions are at. Or if you're just starting fresh, use max conversions. And then for your targeting, you want to create a custom intent campaign, right? So a custom segment, which custom intent, right? So it's basically an audience that you can input keywords into that are people searching on Google, right? You already have a list of those if you're getting Google PPC results inbound. You just copy those keywords, put them in a custom intent campaign, You target that custom intent campaign with ads, video ads. So you can just take the search ad, whatever your search ad is, expand on it to make it a minute or 2 minute script, right? Just use that as the hook, rewrite it into a script, and tell a little bit more about your company and story in a video, and target that audience. And it'll probably work if you give it enough time to optimize. Why? Because what you're doing Google PPC is you're saying, I want to target people with these search ads that search this specific keyword on Google. And it's converting, right?
Yeah.
Well, you already have the keywords that are proven to convert. You just take those keywords, put them into a custom segment, and then you click the button that says people who have searched for these keywords on Google. You input all those keywords into that custom segment audience, and you run YouTube ads to it with a video conversion campaign. That's your first campaign. Give it 14 days to really test, and then 30 days to actually optimize, depending on your budget. Probably have inbound leads from YouTube just right there with that one thing.
Love it. But first, we gotta do a great video.
Yes, that's the very
It
first
has a
step.
great
It always starts with the creative.
or start with a creative.
So like the tactic that I just shared and the how to will work if the creative is good enough. So the creative is always the first step. And it's actually what we spend 80% of the time focusing on with our clients at adspend.com, because if the creative sucks, nobody's going to click, nobody's going to convert. You're going to get low quality leads because you're not attracting the right people.
Yeah.
So it always starts with the script, right? So the script we use is, it's the same format I learned working for Dean Graziosi full time. Dean had 20 plus years of selling experience on infomercials, right? I learned a lot from him when it comes to obviously on-camera presence. And the structure he would always say was hook, story, close. That's the script, right? So hook them in the first 5 to 10 seconds, right? How you hook them in is with obviously being very specific with an ideal call out of your ideal client avatar. So motivated sellers who want to get rid of their home fast, right? That's an ideal call out, right? What if I could help you?
Let's say homeowners.
Motivated homeowners sell it. Motivated homeowners who want to sell their home fast and make more profit than they would on their own, right?
Yeah.
Very
Mhm.
specific. Then go into a question. What if, right? Or how would you, some sort of question, right? So that's accomplishing the second piece of the hook is you have the ideal call out, check. Second piece is asking a question. And inside asking the question, if you can combine making a big promise or claim, you check off all three. So if you can do all three, ideal call out, asking a question, big promise or claim. Motivated homeowners who want to sell their home fast and make more money than they would on their own. What if I can help you do that in the next 30 days? And what if I can help you get 20% above asking price in the next 30 days and you only pay me when the deal's signed?
Yeah.
Right? How would that is
Yeah.
that something that would be interesting to you? So
Yeah.
it's like big claim inside the question. That's the hook.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a homeowner who's trying to sell your home and you're hearing somebody say, I can do it for 20% more than what you do on your own, you're going to listen, right? You're going to be
Yeah.
hooked. That's the hook. Does that
Yeah.
make sense so far? Right?
Yeah, which is, by the way, like everyone is watching and I'd be like, how can I promise this to my homeowner? Like, how can I do that? Like, hey guys, look, first of all, that's a marketing funnel, and then you have to make sure that there is a sales funnel, right? I mean, look,
Don't say it if you can't do it, by the way. Like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah. Don't say it if you can't do that.
Yeah. And this is a great thing to offer as a creative real estate investor, because you can actually like create your own terms and buy the property at their own terms and the terms that you agree with the homeowner. And also, if you were to get leads from there and people get interested in selling their house, and you get a distressed homeowner or a motivated seller that really needs to sell, then your sales process you need to do a reframe during the conversation. As soon as you call them, you just set the frame and just reframe once again. Like you say, yeah, we buy all the time properties
Mhm.
full price or above asking price. However, it all depends on how the property looks like, or not every single property is going to be the same, or the situation that you're in. We buy also cash, and we will give you cash. So you're basically reframing right in there.
Yeah.
You're setting the expectation that, anyways, that there is an entire sales process that you need to actually match the marketing that you're doing right now, because otherwise you're going to fall into the trap.
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing that's really common right now in the industry. It's like I was just seeing a thread go viral yesterday on Twitter about like you don't need to why everybody needs to offer a guarantee, and then there was someone else saying like if you're good at what you do, you don't need to offer a guarantee. And it's like the guarantee, like in almost all circumstances, the guarantee just helps out no matter what. Like
Yeah.
it almost makes no sense to not have a guarantee, even if you're already good at what you do, because you're going to get more conversions as a result. So like what your point is, it's so true. It's like if you're how can I say that? Make that guarantee. That might be unethical. It's like, well, if you can't do it, number one, don't guarantee it. But if you But yeah, like you're saying, dude, make sure you can actually get that result to even offer that guarantee for the person that you're actually talking to during the sales process. Because if you can't, because there's problems with the home, it probably won't sell for that for what you're obviously claiming, then you can't promise that to the client.
100%.
Yeah.
And again, creative real estate investors all the time buy above whatever the property value is. So you have case studies. You can
Yeah.
show it. It's proven. It just depends.
And again, the marketing's jobs to get the leads into the funnel based off the interest and what they want. So it's like that guarantees sexy and attractive to most people if they hear it. And then again, out of the 80% of the people that try to apply, 20% will probably be actually a good fit for that. So
Correct. Correct. Yeah, I love that because we also run in our Facebook ads like great offers that will pull in. We're actually differentiated from other marketing agencies. I actually go into and see what they're doing. They're always doing the bold claim, easy claim, like we buy houses cash, we buy houses as is, and
which I
that's
was
everything they
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
That's everything they do. That's it. And then when they acquire clients, they be like, we connect real estate investors with off-market deals. Okay, cool, man. That's not a really great offer.
It's a commoditized offer. There's so many people that offer that.
So many people.
Yeah.
So if you actually understand how to package your marketing message and you how to package your offer in a better way
Yeah.
and in a way that adds more value to your clients, you will have better metrics, better KPIs at the end of the day, and you still will attract the right people
Yeah.
if you have a great sales process too.
100%, dude. It's just that's why Alex Hormozzi's with the $100 million offers, it's just so actionable.
He knocked it out of the park with
Knocks it
that.
out of the park, dude.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it makes everybody have to step up their game in a good way because it's like, yeah, you got to make it a no-brainer offer. You can't just say, I was thinking about it actually when we were talking about it. The image that popped into my head was the old, I mean, they're still working to this day. I guarantee I just haven't seen them in a while. The streets, the signs on the side of the road, we buy ugly houses. The yellow ones, right? Those like what are those called? Um
Bandit
Bandit
signs.
signs. Bandit
Yeah.
signs. Bro, that could be someone's hook right now. I buy ugly houses. That's their hook for the YouTube ad, dude. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
literally just got to recreate that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's proven to work.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
buy ugly houses. Like that's all you need to say in the first 5 seconds to interrupt someone's day who's gonna have an ugly house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very direct call out.
Yeah, yeah. However, We Buy Ugly Houses, it's a franchise, and they have their name trademark.
Really?
I think they have, yeah.
Ugly houses?
We Buy Ugly Houses.
Yeah,
We,
I buy ugly houses.
I buy,
I buy
there you
ugly
go.
houses.
Not we, but yeah, yeah. That's funny. All right, so let's say someone doesn't have keywords. Let's say someone wants to really go dive into YouTube. How they start without keywords that they already have done in Google PPC?
So if they don't have any keywords and they're just starting from scratch on YouTube ads, I would honestly say avoid doing YouTube ads first if they don't have any ads running. Go to Facebook, then probably go to Google PPC first. YouTube ads is a scaling platform. Like I mentioned earlier, right? You got to have significant amount of budget because we actually have a budget calculator at adspend.com that we share with with potential clients that we're thinking about bringing on, and we map out the strategy of the launch because it's like how much are you willing to spend, because the more obviously you spend within the first 30 days, the faster your campaigns can optimize for profitability. So if you want to start with like lower budgets, it's just going to take 3 times as long,
Right.
twice as long. So I'm sharing that because I honestly think most people should be better advised to go to Facebook ads first, Google ads first, because it's a little bit easier for the majority to get success first. Once you prove the offer on Facebook, even Google PPC, then you have some extra ad spend you want to scale, go to YouTube next. It's just a little bit, it's going to take longer to get dialed in, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have a team to help you. But if you're starting off from scratch and you still want to do it, here's how you would do it, right? So you would essentially just go to Google and you would then use the keyword planner inside of your Google Ads account and you would search terms around motivated selling, right? Or homeowners that want to sell their house. You would literally go to YouTube as well. So there's a few ways to do it. You go to Google Keyword Planner, search for keywords related to wholesaling and people that are interested in selling their homes, right? You can spend an hour on that, get a whole bunch of keywords. And then you can go to YouTube and then type in like, what's a typical question homeowners ask that like when they want to sell their home that's working for PPC.
A homeowner would ask on the phone.
Just like that they're searching online, like to figure out how to sell their home.
So I need to sell my
make them
house fast.
okay.
Or
How to sell my house fast? How
or
does
cash for homes?
cash for how much can I sell my house for? Like something like that, right? You type that into YouTube, and then, okay, you'll have a bunch of videos that pop up around that same keyword. And you find more keywords on those video titles of like questions that homeowners are commonly asking. You're just building this massive keyword list, right? You're just building a massive keyword list. And that's what you can use to then find YouTube channels as well of videos that have content around homeowners that want to sell their houses. You can take their YouTube channel names, put them into another custom segment audience, and then have it be topics and interest based. So there's a multitude of ways you can actually create new audiences from scratch, even if you don't have an existing Google PPC ad. It's just more research, right? Does that make sense?
It makes total sense.
Yeah, so that's how I would get started if I was someone. That's literally the process we take everybody through and even show them how to do it themselves as well. Because regardless of what industry or niche you're in, you can do the same process. It all starts with researching keywords, finding those keywords to then write your hooks and your scripts with your actual YouTube ad. So that way it's very direct, it's very on brand. And yeah.
Do you put a lot of YouTube content out there, organic content that helps people? Is there like a specific video that you remember where like you walk them through like step by step on a few things? So
I
if
have
they
like
want to
3
check
of
it out.
those on my channel, yeah. They're called like YouTube Ads Master Classes, and it's like a 1-hour presentation of me walking them through exactly how they should do it. More in depth, obviously, than what I'm saying here. Um, they're just free on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay. So it's called YouTube Ads Masterclass. That's it.
Yeah, Brian Moncada, just search my name, YouTube Ads, and then one of the 3 will pop up. There's a bunch, yeah.
And it's basically like an entire guide.
Yeah, it's like literally, here's how to do it, right? Go do it.
Why,
Yeah.
why do you put free stuff out there? Like, why do you give it away?
Yeah, so I learned this from Frank Kern. So shout out to Frank Kern. He was one of my first clients when I started adspend.com. Told me in verbatim though, this adspend.com is the greatest domain ever. Frank Kern. I was like, that's fucking sick. Frank saying that.
I love Frank
Um,
Kern. He's my OG mentor.
oh, dude, he's
Yeah.
the best, bro.
Yeah.
And so why I give it away for free? I think that's just how I've always sort of been as well. It's like I just naturally want to be. So like it kind of goes back to my personality type. Have you ever taken the Myers Briggs personality type?
No, I haven't.
So like the 16 personalities, for
Okay.
example, 16personalities.com. It's a free campaign personality you can take. I was the campaigner. And so it's funny because looking back on my life, I'm always someone that's like, I'm going to go do this thing. Who's going to come with me? If no one wants to come with me, I'll go do it anyways. And I'll come back and just share what I've learned. That's kind of like the campaign personality. I get, whatever. Anyways, I share that because it made sense when Frank Kern was like, dude, I'm using the old demonstrate you can help people by actually helping them trick. Works every time.
Huh.
I'm using the old demonstrate you can help people by actually helping people, and it works. Like that's the old trick. It's like, okay, so if I'm gonna gain people's trust, like and want to actually help them, how can I actually help them? What can I solve for them right now? Well, they probably just need to know how to do it. I just show them how to do it. There you go. Oh, thank you, Brian. Great. But I don't want to do it. It seems complicated. Okay, well, you can have us do it if you want. So that's kind of why. Also, it's just like number one, I'm just going to give it all away for free because we have an agency and we do it for you anyway. So if you don't want to do it, we'll do it for you. And also, I think it just builds reciprocity, trust, and in a marketplace right now where everybody online is, most of the time it seems like there's bad apples that just are scamming people, charging way more than what they're actually delivering, and it's just like people are getting exposed for just being unethical. I think it's even more important as we get more sophisticated, like we were talking about earlier. People are realize when they're getting hit with an ad now.
Yeah.
So you should have a YouTube channel where you're posting organic content, really just giving a bunch of value away for free to build that trust, the likability, nurture the people that are watching you. And then obviously like that's the whole point of how you get to do business. You're creating relationships, not just sales.
Yeah. Do you think sharing everything is a good idea, or is there a limit with what you can share on YouTube?
That's a good question. I've thought about this more recently than ever. I feel like it never hurts you to share more than not, but I think you should keep some things to yourself, which is something that I'm trying to get better at as well, which is not like in a selfish way, but just more about like strategic planning around what we're working on to not just talk about it before it happens. And I think I learned this from Sam Ovens actually. He has a core value at school.com. It's like, don't talk about it before it's done.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I like that because it also humbles me and maybe others as well, where it's like, I'm not going to talk about it. And I'm not going to talk about this new thing that we've done or we're going to do until we actually did it. And now we can talk about it because we have it. So it's very interesting. So I think in that regard, yeah, you can share too much. Keep those things a little bit more private. But when it comes to serving others, what are they having the most problems with? Pains, frustrations. Try to solve those problems for free. And then obviously, it'll just build so much goodwill.
Yeah. Okay. Now we covered motivated sellers, covered getting homeowners. What about real estate investors? If we have friends, if I have friends or people in my circle that want to get their consulting business or coaching business or even service business, I have a few real estate investor clients that they do. For example, they have title companies or transaction coordination services. They obviously have education systems, education business. They help find buyers, so a disposition company and things like that. How would they find other real estate investors using YouTube ads?
How to find other real estate investors,
Wholesalers, yeah, so that they
wholesalers.
can go and what are how does the funnel look like to find another wholesaler in YouTube?
Well, the funnel would be the same. It would be probably a VSL book a call funnel or some sort of low ticket info product,
Hmm.
right? So you have a landing page with an opt in, video sales letter on the second page with a book a call link that they can click to then land on another page, which is booking a call. Or you can have order, like basically a sales page with the click to order button, order page where they check out, and then thank you page, right? Those two funnels are the funnels that usually work most of the time, some sort of variation of those, right? So that's the funnel. But from the actual how to get in front of those people, again, it all comes back to the creative because now with YouTube ads, everything's changed from, excuse me, content targeting, which is okay, I can target these specific videos on YouTube. That's gone now, and it's going to be gone in the next month with conversion based campaigns, by the way, like optimizing for leads and sales.
Yeah,
You can still do that with like view campaigns, impression campaigns. You
right.
just want to get views. That can still work, but content targeting is gone. So you can't target specific videos. You can't target specific YouTube channels. You can't target specific keywords for YouTube video conversion campaigns. You can put them in custom segment audiences, which are these, big Google lookalike kind of build your own audience and we'll find them for you,
Yeah,
right? More automated AI based targeting. So your creative still has to do majority of the work. So if I wanted to find more wholesale real estate investors, I would say in the very beginning of the ad, are you a wholesale real estate investor who wants to land more clients, wants to do more deals? If you're not that, you're not going to watch. So that's how you have to always start and think about it. Always start with the messaging about being as specific as possible to who you're targeting. Then from there, you just got to do very basic keyword research, set up the audiences like we just explained earlier, and have your creative do most of the lifting.
okay.
So I think it's really that simple. And then again, you have to have the budget and willpower enough to test it for, 30, 60, 90 days.
Yeah, you always give 30, 60, 90 days to your first marketing campaign,
We
new
have
marketing
we
channel.
do 90 days no matter what with every client because that's how the first month is testing and launching, second month is optimizing, and it could just it's not usually just the ads.
Mhm.
It's usually the ads are working. Now the sales process needs to be fixed,
Yeah.
right? The leads are getting on the phone, but the sales team's not closing them, or they're not showing up at a high enough rate, or the VSL isn't being watched. How can we, optimize that? So there's a lot of things you got to work on at that point as well, but it's virtually the same.
Man, I love that. Man, one of the few things that I've learned so far is that I said this to another guest here too that surprised me that had a Colombian wife. And you now also have a Colombian wife.
Yeah.
So automatically it's like three thumbs up. And it's like automatically, I like you even more now
I
because
appreciate
you're
that.
gonna have Colombian babies,
Oh, yeah.
and
That's gonna be a
so
trip.
you're gonna be in Mexico and Medellin
Yep.
in March of next month.
Yep.
Um, and uh, and you now are living in Miami. You enjoy that part. Like
Yeah.
I think Miami, it's like a hub where I just saw. I was just sent a recent article that a billionaire is going to be the one that built the Hudson Towers
Oh,
in New York
wow.
City. Is going to invest into Miami,
Ooh.
into South Florida.
Wow, that's sick.
Yes, and because it's become like an epic center. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of people are moving here, right?
100%. Yeah, I moved here.
I mean, you moved
Yeah.
here. Um, will you be getting into real estate here?
We were talking about it earlier before the podcast started. I was like, I think the next step for us specifically is we're gonna have ideally a condo in Medellin we can go back and forth from, and then a condo in Miami that we can also go back and forth from, and just rent those two out when we're not there, live there as well. That's how we'll start, and then eventually I want to get my own farm. So I want to have my own farm with chickens,
Nice.
my own vegetables, fruit, organic, pasture raised, maybe a cow. Well, definitely a cow for some raw milk. Um, a minimum of 5 acres minimum, but around Florida somewhere. So that's my plan for real estate in the next foreseeable future. The rest of it, mm, not so much. Like not yet, at least.
Why chicken, cows? Why having a farm?
It comes back to the quality of the ingredients, bro. So like I'm really big into holistic health and just optimizing my performance because I always like I'm very active. I sauna, cold plunge, like meditation. Like I train 3 to 4 times a week. So the farm is also a cool thing because the quality of ingredients is really a big thing. If you're eating processed garbage all day long, where it's like frozen foods, or you go out to restaurants and they're using vegetable based oils like vegetable oil to cook their steaks and meats in and chicken and then also frying shit, right? It's like that weighs down your mental capacity and your performance. And so pasture raised foods from great good soil, right? Where it's raw milk from cows, straight from the cow, and organic pasture raised chickens where they're free to roam. It's just creating a better product for you to consume. And that also directly programs your body for health as opposed to like programming it for sickness. So like a lot of people, they just don't pay attention to their quality of ingredients. So for me, it's like, well, how do I get those ingredients? How do I make it easy for myself? I could just keep buying it for sure. Or eventually, like I could just have a farm
Yeah,
and then we can just go back to that farm whenever we want, like to
yeah.
get away from the city too. So that's the best of both worlds.
There's a lot of chickens running around Miami, man. Have you seen
Yeah.
them?
Oh, dude, they're everywhere. I posted on my videos on my story like maybe a week ago. These not chickens, but ducks just crossing the road, random animals like from like
Dogs?
ducks, yeah,
Oh,
ducks.
ducks. Okay.
Ducks, like
Yeah, yeah.
just like a pack of little ducklings and then this big mother duck and they're trying to cross the street. The cars are going. I'm like, no. I was filming it, dude. I was freaking out from like, no, someone let them pass. I was on like the
Yeah,
third
you
floor
see chickens in Brickell. They're like randomly, like very luxurious
and
area.
roosters and
The
stuff.
roosters,
Yeah.
and they're just like, "Quack,
Miami,
quack, quack."
bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so imagine having that. There's actually a place up in like near kind of more homestead, but there's a farm over there we went to. It's like an organic place. They have a
So
bunch of
you
animals.
would have a farm in Homestead around that area.
I don't know if homestead specifically. I haven't looked at it enough yet to decide, but we would have a farm far away enough to where we could have the soil be good. And I don't know how far that takes, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as you don't have a farm where alligators are and they're just gonna eat your chickens.
Yeah, yeah, that would be bad. Yeah, not Tampa. It's more like Tampa, Everglades, right?
Mhm.
Miami, not so much. I haven't seen an alligator yet. I don't think they're around Miami.
No, I don't think so, but they're definitely like out there west side.
Yeah, I don't know
Uh,
if I want to see one either. So
Colombian food, Medellin food is way more organic
oh, yeah, and
than
that's
here.
exactly. So I'm glad you said that. And when I was in Medellin, bro, the quality of ingredients was better. Even when I was in London, the quality of ingredients was so much better. So again, the only reason why I want the farm is the quality of ingredients. But yeah, Colombia's food is very nutritious too. Like it's a lot of people say it's bland for some reason, but like I just find it's very filling because it's actual good quality ingredients that just fill you up. Doesn't
Yeah,
have to be anything special with like spices and flavor and shit. I think it's flavorful because it's just what you need.
yeah,
Yeah, like the soup and the bandeja paisa.
love it. For anyone that hasn't visited Colombia, it's just 3 hours away from Miami. Literally, you'll never think that. Wow, okay, it's so close,
Yeah.
and it's not unsafe like you used to think because you see Narcos in Netflix.
Yeah,
Uh,
you just gotta be not stupid, dude. You just
yeah,
gotta be like,
you have to have spidey senses.
yeah, you definitely gotta be, it's not the United States. So
Yeah,
like don't go there thinking it's the United States. Like be respectful, be humble,
yeah.
and just be cool.
This has been cool, man.
Yeah.
I've been mugged more in Canada and Detroit
Really?
than
Wow.
in Colombia ever. Yeah.
Like when you say Detroit, like you mean like the hood of Detroit? Like were you just down there being reckless? Or like were you just in like the city center, like downtown?
Downtown.
Wow, really?
Down
Okay.
yeah, I got my basically they tried to take my side mirror, my car. They tried to just like literally take it and
What?
run with it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When you were in the car?
When I was in the car.
Someone just pulled up on the side of you, just by himself, just trying to
Just
rip off the
trying
thing?
to rip it off. And I'm
Jeez.
like, "Oh, damn."
Yeah.
But then
Speed up on him.
and in Ottawa in Canada, I also got one time in a situation where we were by the end of the night we were finishing up. We ordered McDonald's. McDonald's took too long, and then because it took too long, we were like getting kind of desperate. Like, where's my burger? Where's my fries?
It's like late at
And
night.
but then someone knocked the door, and someone like literally entered. There was a guy with a bat and like hit the guy, my friend that opened the door, hit him on the face. So he was hit in the face like 3 4 times. fell down, got a big thing, and then two other people came in, and it started like literally telling us, "Hey, give me everything. Where's the money? Where's the drugs? Where's everything?" We had no money, no drugs, no nothing, because we were brokies. And but they literally like came with a machete, a large knife,
Jesus, dude.
yeah, ropes, and they also,
What? They're
yeah,
gonna kidnap you, bro?
and a bat
In Ottawa, Canada?
in Ottawa.
What,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah, apparently it was a Somalian neighborhood that was like it got pretty bad because I don't know, they were doing like some sort of crime stuff. And they came in and just so happened that we were there, like we were awake maybe at 3:30
This is
a.m.
at a hotel.
This was a house.
House?
This was a house.
Airbnb?
No, it was just a house because it was students renting there. And they opened, I got stepped like several times, stomped in the face. My other two friends, one of them got beat up pretty badly and was able to escape from the back door. And the
Jeez,
other
dude,
one
this is
was,
a movie,
it was a
bro.
movie, man.
Sounds like a scene from Taken.
It is. And then the owners, the tenants of the house that were upstairs, she was studying at the time, and her boyfriend was sleeping. Big football guy, hockey guy. It's Canada, but uh, he was sleeping, and they opened the door. So the guys that was broken opened the door. She got scared. She screamed. He got scared because she screamed, and then because he was a guy, he was a big guy, shirtless, and like the guys that broke in got scared and kind of like went at him real bad. Started like beating him with a bat, stabbed him. Where it got pretty crazy. We didn't see it, but we just heard it. And then the aftermath is that we heard that he had to go to hospital, stitches, a lot of
This is
stuff.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. And that never happened to me in Colombia. It happened to me in Canada.
Wow.
Yeah. I also got robbed in in front of the YMCA
Bro, 3 times
in
is crazy,
Mississauga.
bro.
Yeah,
3 times.
yeah, man. I was 17 years old. It was after my class of taekwondo, and
You were just waiting for, like, a ride,
I was waiting for a bus.
and someone just came up to you and tried to try you?
Took my $60.
What?
I gave
You
him
didn't
40
kick him,
bucks.
bro, with the taekwondo?
Dude, there were two huge guys.
Oh, it was 2? Oh,
Two
okay.
huge guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pick your battles.
They were like, "Hey, if you don't want to get hurt, just give me everything you got." I opened my wallet. I had $60. I give them $40, and they're like,
How but, like how but, like, wha recreate it for me. They just walk up to you and, like, they surround, like, one's on one side of you, the other one's on the side, so you can't move?
Yeah, so I was waiting in front of the YMCA for the bus. The bus was maybe 18 minutes away,
Oh, wow.
and then the two guys just walked to
And you
me,
see him
and
coming to you,
I actually, because I have my Colombian spidey senses of
and no
not
one else is around.
no one else was around. This was around 10 p.m. after my taekwondo class, and my spidey senses, my Colombian spidey senses, like literally told me
Yeah,
something's
being on a
happening here.
swivel, yeah.
Yeah, it's called giving papaya. But the guys told me right away, "Hey, man, if you don't want to get hurt, give me everything you got." And they had their
Very
hands in their
direct
pocket.
offer.
Very direct offer. Super direct. They didn't even tell me a story. And then they had their hands here, and one of them like kind of pulled like the handle of a knife. And I was like, shoot. So I was ready to like kind of step away, start running or something. I wasn't gonna kick them. I don't know, man. My taekwondo didn't didn't turn on at that time.
I don't know if I would've kicked him either, bro. 2 guys, one got a knife, I would've just been like, "Yeah, man, here."
Yeah, and ended
You gonna be
up
Jackie Chan on him real quick, bro, and end up
yeah.
freaking dying? No.
But the funny thing is that I gave them $40, and I had 60 in total. $40, and then they saw there was another $20 because I didn't want to be like ultra broke, not being able to pay for school for
Still
bus.
looking out for yourself, I like
Yeah,
it.
and they're like,
Trying
"No,
to
I
finesse the
give me
robbers.
give me
Hoping they
that."
don't notice it,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I did. And then and they were like, "No, give me that other 20." I'm like, God damn it.
Please, guys. I
60.
need to get home. I
Yeah.
would've begged with them right there.
And then literally they just walked so slowly. They went to the corner and I saw them. And I'm like, these freaking guys. And then luckily they didn't take my phone. So I called the cops. 5 cops showed up 5 minutes after. I don't know if they got the guys, but one of the cop, kind of took me in. It was getting cold a little bit, put me inside the car. He's like, "Where you need to go home. You need a ride." Took me home, and my mom was like, "What is going on? Why are you inside of a cop car?
Damn, she's probably freaking out, dude.
Yeah, man.
You're like, no, I was the victim. I
Yeah.
was the victim. Damn, 3 times. That's crazy. I've never been robbed before, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can imagine that's a crazy
Yeah,
experience, though.
it's crazy. So, conclusion, go and check out Colombia.
Yeah, like, because literally everything you just talked about did not happen in Colombia.
Did not.
That's the funniest part ever. That's
Yeah.
the best story.
Yeah.
Colombia's safe.
Yeah,
That's the
Colombia's
takeaway.
safe. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode. It was pretty fun having Brian Moncada. Go and follow his YouTube channel. What is your
Just my name, Brian Moncada on YouTube.
Where else can people find you?
Twitter. Twitter's the next best place. I'm usually on there. That's a really good spot. I like Twitter a lot. If you're a coach, coach, course creator, agency owner who wants to learn more about YouTube ads, you can join our free school group. The link's in the Twitter and on YouTube.
Love it. Again, if you loved this episode, got some value out of it, it takes 60 seconds to leave us a review, to say how we did. Give us a 5-star. If you give us a 4-star, tell us why. But
Yeah, I like that.
just leave us a review and share this with your circle. We will greatly appreciate it. And tell me how much you love Brian. And thank you for watching and listening to this episode. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Help us with the like, and it will help everyone here to get this amount of value. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast.
Cheers.
Every day I'm hustling.